Hey guys, how you doing today? I wanted to talk about spring maintenance on our house plants, especially for beginners. I know a lot of people that have been growing house plants for a while already know this, but right now it's spring. The days are getting longer, the sun is out more, the temperatures are rising. So, first thing we need to think about with our plants is go around and check all your plants, see what needs to be repotted. Some things may need to be repotted because they've grown through the winter, and some things just aren't going to need to be repotted right now. But repot the plants that need to be repotted, and those that don't need to be repotted, go ahead and give them a little fresh soil on the top of their pots. They will appreciate that. If you don't quite have enough room to get extra soil in your plant pots, you can take a little spoon, dig a little bit out, do about an inch, and then put another fresh inch of soil down. The plants will love that if you freshen up their soil a little bit. The next thing is feeding. Now I feed my plants all winter long because I use grow lights and they have a lot of natural window light, but I don't fertilize all of my plants because some of them just don't grow. But for the most part, I do fertilize my plants all year round. But if you haven't been fertilizing your plants all winter, now is a great time to start fertilizing everything. You want to make sure that they have the nutrients that they need to grow throughout the summer, because they're going to have way more light, they're going to have way more heat, and they are going to take off. And in order for them to take off and be beautiful and have the right size leaves and the right structures, they're going to need their food. So that's very, very important. Now for me, I know that once the weather starts warming up, usually around May 8th is the end of my frost time, so I take a lot of my plants out on my front porch, I take a lot out on my back porch, I take a lot out on my patio, and they love being outside. But if you're doing that, you want to make sure that you're doing some kind of maintenance for bugs. You don't want to carry in, whitefly or anything like that in the fall when you're bringing your plants back in. And so that's kind of important. Now me, I use neem oil once every couple of weeks, once a month. I spray them on my plants to try to keep the bugs at bay when they're outside. So that works well for me, but whatever you're doing, keep doing it. If you're doing pest maintenance on your plants. If you're not doing any kind of pest maintenance for your plants, especially if you're taking them outside, you can look into different options. I'm not going to get into any of the systemics or anything like that because I personally don't use anything like that unless I absolutely have to. I like the neem oil, it works for me, but it may not work for everyone, so you just kind of have to play around and see what's what. I would say, back again to the repotting, if you're repotting a plant, you want to make sure that you're putting it in the right size pot for the plant. Don't overpot a plant that doesn't have a big root system. But if you're repotting like philodendrons, they enjoy a little bit bigger pot. Don't go crazy, but usually it's an inch up or 2 inches up in pot size. You can actually put your philodendrons in a little bit bigger pot because their root systems are massive and they will just take off once you put them in a bigger pot. The roots will grow, you'll get more leaves growing, but you also have to feed them. Philodendrons like to eat a lot and it will make them just grow like crazy. So just remember when you're planting, when you're repotting your plant, Don't go crazy in plant size with the majority of your plants, or you're going to end up with root rot and fungus and all kinds of weird things because you'll probably be overwatering it. So, I just wanted to remind everybody it's spring, it's time to repot, it's time to feed, and your plants are going to love you for it, and it'll show in your plants. So I think that's really all I have to cover. It's important, and your plants are going to be getting a lot more light now too, so you want to make sure, like I have a lot of plants sitting in my south window, which is right over here. But you can see I have shears. See my shears? Now everything in the south window, once it starts getting really hot, whatever doesn't go outside, those shears will get pulled. And I'll have to be really careful with my west window too, because in the afternoon, that sun is going to be higher, it's going to be hotter, and you're going to get burnt plants. So be careful. Winter and summer are two totally different seasons, so make sure you scoot your plants back or put some shears up. White shears will make everything, it will shade everything, and it will make it a little bit brighter for your plants. So those really, really help a lot to get some shears up if you're not moving or if you can't or don't move your plants around, or if you can't take them outside. Shears really do help because all these windows in here, they get full blazing sun. I don't have any shade trees close to my house that shades anything. But if you have shade trees, you might be okay. You'll just have to kind of eyeball it as the season goes once your trees start leafing out. So that's another important thing to be careful of. But, alright guys, I think that is it. I am going to let you go, and I will talk to you later. Bye. Peace.